Oh, here we are. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Can you tell?
I can tell you're kind of like dipping a little bit, but you're still good.
Yeah, that caffeine that I took for this adventure is finally starting to wear off. It's late. It's almost 11 p.m. here. We do these in batches. And
also, there's been a real nice thunderstorm rolling through, and it's just this nice sound of rain outside. It's been relaxing.
And this is like the first, we've had a weird fall. This is like the first day that it really, really felt like fall to me. So I'm kind of in that mode also. But anyways, this is going to be a cool one too. So on this Chatcast, we're going to talk about, should you make art for yourself or for other people? Now, I feel like this is like an age-old struggle.
Right.
I'm going to say this right here and right there. Where I had made a mistake for many a years was making the art for me. And that's fine, I guess. I shouldn't really technically say that's a mistake, but I will be honest with you. If you want to succeed as an artist, what I'm starting to realize in my maturity is that you have to make it for somebody else, because nobody's going to be quite interested or wanting to grab onto what you're doing as if you're just making it for yourself. Now, I'm sure there's a million screeching voices right now saying, oh, that's not right, look at so-and-so and look at that. A lot of times, though, you're talking about some kind of cult classic type of a campy artist, or some guy that didn't really get famous until after he accidentally committed suicide, or you know what I mean? Some kind of obscure thing that later on becomes this thing that, you know, it's not so much the person that was successful in the common way, right? And you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I think we're artists commonly sabotage themselves as we think that, oh, this is a selling out thing, right? And I've been a victim of that mindset. But what I'm starting to realize now is, and hence why we kind of do this, is because it's like, well, I feel like I started to get convicted, like I'm being selfish with what I could do and what I can offer. And like, why do I always have to make it about me? Like, I've been blessed with this incredible talent, you know, as being a creator of music of many styles and having the production means to do this. Why should I just tuck it away and like just make the little things for me and then expect you to like it, right? Why don't I try to like change that and have fun with it and make just different things for everybody to kind of come in and be inclusive with it, right? And that seems to be a vibe of our culture lately, is to be more inclusive. And sometimes that is putting yourself away and doing something for the greater good. Not that we're like trying to, like, our art is some altruistic, I mean, we got Gator twins that are trying to build a destruction derby car, for crying out loud. We're not really changing the world necessarily with that, but we're just having fun. We're two dudes having fun with our art. But anyways, that's the kind of mindset that I have. There is still a lot of value, though, in making art for you, because you still have to nurture that part of you. And so I like to see that as like, if you want to be an artist for a living, you have to make something that's consumable for other people, especially people that are the laymen in the situation, the non-artists. And then I feel like your weekend warrior projects can be the thing you do for you, with intentions of releasing it. But that's the thing that you could do for you. And if I was, you know, to turn back time on myself, I'd be like, use your powers for good, Johnny.
Sorry, I had Cher start playing in my head.
Use your powers for good, Johnny. Do something for other people, right? And then do your own little project just to appease yourself in your free time. And I'm still planning to do that, even with this. Even though this is the thing, you know, like I'm dusting off my old YouTube channel that miraculously went viral and I never did anything with because I never wanted to be a YouTuber. And here I am. Because most of my other stuff is kind of just faded off. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do with my creativity? Make a YouTube. But I kind of wish I would have done this earlier, because I'm having fun with it. But anyways, that's a totally different subject. So what I want to say is you should do both. I know it's a cop-out answer, but you should make art for yourself and for other people. And the making the art for yourself is almost therapeutic, you know what I mean? Whereas the making the art for other people is more so, you know, you're doing your gig. And I think that's something an artist needs to realize, is that you gotta kind of have a job, all right? I know it's a tough pill for us to want to swallow, but you got to. You got to make something that somebody else is going to want to look at and enjoy. And so if you could at least pull something out of it and be like, okay, yeah, I'm not making this avant-garde, pointed statement about the rainforest or something like that. Okay, I get it. You're not doing that. You could do that in your personal project. But with this, it's like, well, change it a little bit. Think about it like this. Maybe you're offering joy for someone else and fun, and maybe in a small way you're enlightening them and inspiring them by doing something that appeals to people. So it's like, okay, if I remove myself from this and think I'm not trying to appease my peers or myself or my ego, and I'm trying to make a product for somebody else, it's like, well, that still really does benefit in a really positive and powerful way, because it's bringing entertainment and enjoyment into someone else's life. And so, yeah, that's how I like to try to look at these two different things. And both of these trees need to be watered and pruned and nurtured.
Right.
So what's your insight on this, man, about creating art for yourself or for others, or both?
So, I come from a funny discipline as far as being a graphic designer, because of the fact that it's something that's seen as artistic, but within the artistic community, it's seen as like the sellout, because you are the commercialized version of art. And so that's constantly a debate that goes on with graphic designers. Is this art? Yeah, it's art because it looks good, you know. But what I have to do is, I think I peel back when I'm making art as like, what do I think art is? And everything is art is what's been popularized. But I think that I actually define for myself kind of what you said, therapeutic. Like, it's therapeutic. There's a word that I learned recently, and I'm not ashamed to admit that I just learned this word like within the last year. It was cathartic. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that word, okay, it's the idea that the ability to extract emotions and look at them and understand them in yourself. And that is something that you can do through several different lenses. I do it through visual arts. There's a really interesting TED Talk by the guy Adam Driver that played Kylo Ren in the Star Wars.
Yeah.
And he talks about how when he was in the Marines, he started doing like theater, and that was something that helped him finally put words to emotions and helped him start to be less like emotionally erratic. It's because now he could put words to his feelings, and so it made him into a stronger person. And to me, that's what art is it's my ability to take the things that I'm feeling inside, and maybe it is something just as innocent as I just want to have fun, and this sounds fun, you know, and this is what I want to do. I want to make something that when I look at it, I'm like, wow, that's fun.
Yeah.
You know, that's a legitimate emotion to have. And so, but the other thing is, do I make it for just myself or do I make it for other people? I think the weird way that those connect, in my mind at least, is the idea that while you are, you know, a unique individual, you're not really a unique individual. Other people feel the same things that you feel and think a lot of the same things that you think. So when you're making that art, it is really good for you to be able to extract and put on canvas or put on, you know, a music sheet or whatever it is, to put those emotions and sort them out and look at them and be able to play that piece or look at that piece and just feel without having to think too much, because it creates that disconnect. But knowing that other people also have those same emotions, if you create it in a way that you can create a shared experience of catharsis with another human being, you've done something even greater.
Yeah.
And so, like, do I make art for myself? Yes. But as an artist, you are better at your craft if you also try and make it in a way that maybe everybody's not going to like it. That's not the point. You're not trying to make it that everyone will like. You're trying to make it in a way that somebody could relate to it too, because you're tying it to proper emotions and you're tying it to a proper expression of whatever emotions you're sorting out of yourself, or ideas. Even I've said emotions a lot, but it could even just be ideas that you're having, that you're putting on canvas now. And so, do you make it for yourself? Yes, but at the same time, if you make it in a way that other people can experience it in the same way that you did, and you can help them have catharsis by looking at what you've made, I think that is really something you should strive to do.
Absolutely. I like that. I dig that. The shared experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bringing joy. Do our Chatcasts bring you joy? I hope so. I have a lot of fun doing this. And until next Friday, take it easy.